Hey, welcome, folks, all you sports bettors and golf fans. This is the Masters 2023 preview with me, Bob Lagrasso, and Tony Feudo over here, or as we like to call him, OddsJam Tony. Tony and I are going to discuss the field. It's going to be a very interesting tournament, and we're excited about bringing it to you. We'll be sharing our screen, showing different types of odds and what have you. Folks, this is the tournament in golf. It's the best tournament around. It's on the same golf course every year. And as you can see behind me, I've got the beautiful number 12 hole, which is one of my favorites, I guess.
They're all my favorite.
I've never played it, but I'd like to see, if I could get, better than a 15 on the hole. So here we are. Tony and I are going to talk about this. And Tony, I'm going to start off with, there's one guy that has a ton of extra incentive this week, okay? And he's one of the favorites, okay? That's Rory McIlroy. Not only does he have the opportunity to be, the seventh player ever to complete the career slam, he also has the opportunity, since he is, and you and I talked about this, the face of the PGA Tour, and he's been very outspoken about the LIV people. He's got a chance to put them in their place. What do you think about Rory's chances?
So, Bob, obviously, as a golf fan, we all love Rory. We all love what he's doing for the PGA and what he's done for the sport, especially in the last few years since the whole LIV controversies have happened. But I might be a devil on this one, but I don't like him this week. Okay. I think it's a bit disrespectful to Scotty and Rahm that he's even there almost at the same number that they are. With the way Scotty and Rahm have been playing this season, it's nothing against Rory, but at the number for an outright winner for the three of them, which are the three favorites, right. He's number 3 in my book this week. Out of the three of them, if you're looking for one of those three to take as the winner. So unfortunately, I love Rory. I would like to see him finish the career Grand Slam, but this week at that number, I'm not taking it.
Okay, and I understand it. And I'm not asking you to pick him, but he has the incentive, okay?
Sure.
And I'm going to tell you right now, the crowd is going to go nuts for him, okay? Because they know how outspoken he's been. And you know what? Don't think that some of those patrons are not going to try to get in the heads of people like Cam Smith and Koepka and what have you. Trust me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? They're going to, because, I think they feel that these guys went against the grain here it's a controversial situation. No two ways about it. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to have, I don't know, 5 or 6 possible winners. We're going to have 5 or 6 possible top 5s and 5 or 6 possible top 10s. And some of those are going to cross over top 10, and winner, top 5 and winner. There's going to be a few of them that will cross over. You and I will come to some sort of agreement on this, some way, some shape, some form. All right? So
right.
Let's go to, first off, I think that we, instead of, we got to go to the winners first. We have to get into that first and go from there. So I'm going to share my screen and show what the odds are right now. So as we said, Rahm is actually plus 950 right now.
Yeah.
Actually, Rory is plus 700 with Scotty. I think that people feel that there is a lot of incentive, and I think the books are looking at that. Best number we can get for Rory is plus 750, Scotty plus 700, Rahm plus 950. Now, I love John Rahm. He's one of my favorite golfers around. I love his competitiveness, his intensity, and when he drives the ball, the way he drives the ball straight, he can be really tough. And let's face it, you're going to have to put the ball in the fairway. So he is one of my picks to be a winner. And at plus 950, I know he's a favorite, but I'm going with him as one of my favorites. What do you think?
Hey, Bob, I'll ride that 950 with you on Rahm any day of the week. I mean, Scotty at 700, the only reason you'd really take that at that number is if you think he's just going to completely dominate. And I mean, getting Rahm at 950 instead of Scheffler at 700, I think is just great value. Rahm dropping out of the Players, which is probably the biggest tournament of the year before the Masters, I think gives him even more incentive to want to play well this weekend. Because a lot of great golf happened at the Players that he missed out on that weekend. So
right. Exactly.
Give me Rahm. I'll ride that with you for our first outright winner there at plus 950 on FanDuel.
Okay, so let's take a look at who beyond Rahm. Now, we know Jordan Spieth has really turned things around, especially with this putting, but it can get away from you at the Masters. Okay, we've got Spieth up next, and Cantlay and Thomas, Finau, Schauffele, Morikawa, Jason Day, Dustin Johnson, one of the live guys. Those are your under plus 3,000. We've got a former Masters winner in Dustin Johnson. I'm surprised that Tony Finau is that far up the chain. A guy that I look for, man, is Justin Thomas. He is a guy that I like, and I also like Patrick Cantlay. Your thoughts on either one of those?
So my thoughts on that group from the plus 1,000 to plus 3,000, which is our next batch of people, is Finau and Cantlay for me. You just mentioned them. I am staying away from JT this weekend. I don't mind a little sprinkle on Spieth there in that group, but out of those golfers there, I love Cantlay and I love Finau at both of those numbers.
Okay.
Just to be the devil that I am here, I love Cam Smith there at that number as well.
Okay.
I'll talk about it more once we get to top tens. I like Cam Smith there more than an outright winner, but as an outright winner there in that group, give me Cantlay and Finau.
All right. So you like Cantlay and Finau. We both agree on Cantlay. All right. So we've got Rahm and Cantlay that we both agree on right now. Okay. Let's go down the list and look a little bit more here and see what is out here.
You staying away from Spieth this week?
What?
Are you staying away from Jordan Spieth this week?
I'm not sure. But that's why.
He was on the fence for me as well.
Yes. We're going to come back to him. Let's look at this next group that has Homa and Young and Hovland and Koepka and Burns and Sungjae M and Zalatoris. Does Will Z do it this year? Can he? And let's not forget Matsuyama down there too, along with Fitzpatrick and Connors. Zalatoris is one of those. First of all, I could see a top 10 finish from him. Okay. Mm-hmm. I like him. Another guy that I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to because of how he's finished in the majors is Koepka. And he's a live golfer, and I'm against the live golf circuit, but Koepka is always finishing in the top 5 in majors. So he's one that I like. What do you think out of that group there, Tony?
Out of that group, I actually like Sungjae M the most there at plus 4,100. He's a sneaky great golfer. And I don't think the pressure of the Masters or the weather this weekend actually will get to him. I mean, the weather is it's looking all right for Thursday, so you're going to want to put up some good scores on Thursday. But as of right now, it's not looking too pretty in Augusta, Georgia this weekend. So I like Sanjay in there at that number. He plays pretty well with the weather. And then Brooks Koepka, I mean, it was 75-1 a few days ago. So that number is just gone almost in half. But if you're going to sprinkle on something in there, I don't like Willie Z.
Okay.
Out of those about 10 golfers there on the screen, like Sanjay M the most, and then take Brooks while he's hot. Why not put a little sprinkle on it?
All right, so we've got Rahm, we've got Cantlay, and we've got Koepka that we totally agree on.
That sounds like a good start to me.
Yeah, it's a very good start. So I don't think that we're going to see anybody down in this area here. Obviously, Tiger Woods is not winning the Masters this year. Neither is Siwoo Kim or Patrick Reed. I think anybody below this threshold that we just went with, which was 5,000 plus 5,000, I don't see anybody below that. Okay,
I'll give you one. I'll give you one. Okay. Just if you want one long shot, I like players who have played there before, who haven't won there, who want to win there. Justin Rose at plus 7,500 right there. I mean, just look at that number compared to some of the other books you're getting it at. DraftKings at plus 5,000. I like a sprinkle there on Justin Rose at plus 7,500. Another golfer who can play in crappy weather, which is what we're expecting this weekend.
And that gives us 4. Okay, because I'm in agreement. I almost said his name. I'm in agreement with you there. Okay,
great.
All right, so then we're gonna have to go back to Spieth.
Yeah, I like him this weekend. I mean, especially if we're looking to pick 5. He was one of my 5 that I wrote down.
Okay, all right. So let's go with Rahm, and I'm just gonna put and add this to my bet tracker. Let's go with Spieth on BetMGM at plus 1,800.
Yep.
All right. Let's go with Cantlay at plus 2,000 on Caesars.
That's a great number there. I like Cantlay almost more than anybody this weekend.
Right. Okay. Now we know that we're both on Koepka at plus 4,400 on FanDuel.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Oh yeah. Brooksy's got motivation for the first time in a while.
Right. Absolutely. 1, 2, 3. That's 4. What was our 5th there?
Justin Rose at plus 7,500.
That's right. Justin Rose at plus 7,500.
And if you're talking positive EV, just look at that Justin Rose number at that book compared to the other ones.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, and when you're looking at the average odds and what have you,
right.
No two ways about it. Yes. I love it. All right. So those are our 5 right now in as far as winners. Now we're going to shift gears here, and we're going to go into the top 5 finish. All right? Somebody's going to sneak in to that top 5 that is not on our winners circle. Okay? Now, if we look at these odds, obviously Scheffler at plus 150, Rory at plus 170, Rahm at plus 200, and then Spieth at plus 360. We've got to take at least 1 or 2 winners and put them in this top 5 category. Do you not agree?
Oh, I totally agree. I think I've got a couple of ours that we already chose, and I've got one that we could throw in there as well. Right. That's not in our 5.
Okay, you tell me who you have out of the ones we've chosen.
I've got Patrick Cantlay there at plus 360 for top 5. I really like that number.
Okay.
I see him having a great tournament. If he can't win, he's one of the guys that I would butterfly, as Bob would say, for a 10-5 and an outright.
Okay. All right. What's another one?
Might as well go with Rahm at 2-1. I mean, if we're talking out of the 5 that we chose, I'll always double my money there.
Okay.
With Rahm, but I like Rahm and Cantlay there out of the 5 that we chose.
All right, that's out of the 5 that we chose. Now, I'm going to throw a little hook in here. What about either Dustin Johnson or Morikawa?
If you want to throw him in, you can go for it. I'm not a fan of either of them too much this week.
Okay. Then let's go down to the next group. Max Homa and Cam Young.
Oh, I like Homa I like Homa there out of that group. But I mean, as I said before, I like some JM and Brooks as well. But if we're looking for someone that we didn't choose in our top 5 there, Max Homa or Max Homa, Victor Hovland there at 650.
Okay, let's go with Homa.
Yeah, it's fun to root for Homa.
Yeah, let's go with Homa and Sungjae M. We did not pick in our top 5.
Oh, that's right. That was just one of the ones that I said.
Yes. So let's put him in the top 5, and let's pick one more out of this group. Boy, Jason Day. His numbers are great. I can't believe that he's that far up.
I like Justin Day. I like Justin Day a lot this week as well. Let's throw him in there.
All right, let's Jason Day is in. All right. Okay. And thank you for your little girl for helping us out there.
Oh yeah, she was next to me whining the whole time. I was trying to stay focused.
All right. Now let's go to the top 10. Okay? We're going to do the same thing one more time. Obviously, we're not picking Scotty at -145 or Rory at -125 or Rahm at -110, but we could triple up with Cantlay at +165. Thoughts on this? This is going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
What about Shockley at +210?
I've got 4 top 10s that I love.
Okay, give them to me.
And I'll give them to you, and then we can choose which ones you like out of that.
Okay.
So the 4 top 10s that I love, I'm not sure if the numbers have changed, but Cam Smith at +240. Yep. Yeah. Love that there.
All
Jordan Spieth at +165. So I actually like Spieth at top 10 more than 5 or a winner. I like Spieth to play well, but maybe not close out the deal. But
okay.
I like Spieth a lot at that number at +165. I love Finau at +225. It looks like that's changed to +200.
Right.
And then Justin Rose at +450. I'm not sure where that number's at, but it was at +450 yesterday. It looks like it's at 400 now.
400.
Yeah, right. So those were the 4 top 10s that I was looking at. But I mean, I love Cantlay, like you said, if you wanted to throw him in there too.
Okay. All right, let's go with Justin Rose for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, if he doesn't win with that +7,500, I still like that top 10 at +400 a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. You're talking Spieth at +165. Let's do it.
Yep.
You're looking at Finau at +200. Let's do it. Now, your other one was Cam Smith.
Yeah, you just don't like him this weekend, do you? That's fine.
No. I'll go with you. I'll ride with you on a top 10 with Cam Smith.
I like Cam Smith for a top 10 for sure. I didn't pick him as an outright. I actually like Brooks. So with golf, it's funny. I like Brooks as more of an outright winner than a top 10, and I like Cam as more of a top 10 than an outright.
Right. But remember how many times that Brooks has made the top 5 in majors.
Right.
He's notorious for that. I'm going to throw two. Well, I'm going to throw three at you.
Go for it.
And that's Burns, Fitzpatrick, and Connors. Either of those three, would you pick one?
Out of the three, I would pick Connors coming off of a win this week. But I do like Fitzpatrick as well. So out of those three, I'd go Connors, Fitzpatrick, then Burns. But
Okay.
you can't really go wrong with any of them. It is really hard to win 2 weeks in a row and play really, really well 2 weeks in a row for Connors. So Fitzy at plus 360 as a top 10. You can't go wrong. He's dialed in at all times with his little notebook there.
Right.
So,
I like Fitz in a top 10. But
yeah.
What about, and I have to ask you this question. I know you're not on Will Z, but what did he do last year?
Yeah.
Very, very, very competitive player, right?
Correct. Yeah. Hey, if you want to throw him in there, I wouldn't argue with you. I just didn't have him written down before we did the show.
Let's go let's go with Fitz.
Yeah.
And let's go with Will Z. We're going to add an extra. We're going to add an extra top 10.
Let's do it.
All right. And then let's go back and kind of review very quickly here what we bet, and then you and I will discuss little closing thoughts here and what have you, and what we think about what's going to happen with this tournament. You've obviously got the details way above me right now, so I kudos to you. So for outright winners, we have John Rahm at plus 950 on FanDuel, Jordan Spieth at plus 1800 on BetMGM, Patrick Cantlay at plus 2000 on Caesars, Brooks Koepka at plus 4400 on FanDuel, and Justin Rose, our long shot, at plus 7500 on Caesars. In our top five, we have Patrick Cantlay at plus 360 on DraftKings, John Rahm at plus 200 on DraftKings, Max Homa at plus 600 on DraftKings, Sungjae M at plus 700 on DraftKings, and Jason Day at plus 450 on DraftKings. We're our top 10, Justin Rose at plus 400 on DraftKings, Jordan Spieth at plus 165 on DraftKings, Tony Finau at plus 200 on BetMGM, Cam Smith at plus 240 on DraftKings, and Matthew Fitzpatrick at plus 360 on DraftKings, and Will Zalatoris at plus 330 on DraftKings. Boy, I tell you what, Tony, I think we did pretty good there. What do you think?
Those are some Masters picks. If you haven't bet on golf before, this was a nice little 20-minute rundown on who's hot and who's not. Absolutely.
So to wrap this up, obviously one of the greatest tournaments ever, okay? Does Tiger make the cut?
Yes.
Okay.
I will not be the golf fan and pundit that I am and say that he misses the cut, because those people are just the ones that are rooting to not have fun.
Exactly. I agree with you 100% there. And one thing that we didn't talk about is low amateur. You actually had a pick for low amateur. I don't want to get away from here without that pick. Who do you have for low amateur?
Yeah, so my low amateur is Gordon Sargent. So it's not Sam Bennett, who was a player of the year, but Gordon Sargent. I like sneaky good young player, and his numbers at some of these books are really good for top 10, top 5. I'm not saying that I would put it on that, but look out for Sargent this week for top amateur. Always a couple of them make the cut, and I like him to do it this week.
And I'm just going to ask you this. It's coming down to Amen Corner in the back nine on Sunday. It always does at the Masters. Oh, yeah. I'm just going to say this. Don't be surprised if Scotty isn't putting on a green jacket, because he is a pretty phenomenal player, okay? And he seems to constantly be under control and not emotional. And I think that he's dangerous. Just from a betting perspective, though, there are better numbers. That's why we're not picking him. Don't think that we don't like Scotty Scheffler, and don't think that we wouldn't be surprised if he won, right?
Well, no, from a betting perspective, I am going to bet on Scotty Scheffler. I am going to put a little sprinkle on him, but just not at the same odds and value that you're getting the other golfers at. But they say, I mean, I like to golf. I'm not very good at it. They say golf is more of a mental game than it is physical, and Scotty's just 100% there mentally.
Yes.
A lot of these other golfers aren't, and they'll fold under the pressure of Amen Corner on a Sunday. They'll fold when they see Cantlay and Finau and Spieth and Rory right there behind him creeping up on a Sunday. But Scotty is just locked in. Perfect life at home, it seems like. Perfect life on the course, it seems like. He's just, yeah. I mean, if he puts on another green jacket, don't say we didn't mention it on the video.
There you go. There you go. I did at least throw that out there. Very good. All right. So, Tony, after we put this video up, we're going to put the video up and share it and what have you. We will at some point in time this week. Tony's going to rehash the picks that we made, but we'll get the video out first, folks. Tony, great job. We're going to do this for all 4 majors.
Great.
Okay? And
I've got the Open Championship from Boston hat. My dad sent it to me in the mail when he was there, so I'm ready to roll.
All right. And I'll have another golf course behind me next time we do this. Great job, Tony. Folks, that's our Masters 2023 preview. Hope you all enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day. Go golf.
Go golf.